Providence city leaders are now reacting and responding to protesters' calls for change. For more on that, let's get right to Eyewitness News reporter Logan Wilbur.
Thousands of people filled the streets just days ago, shouting in unison with calls for change. And while those protests may have ended, the work on that reform is just beginning. An estimated 10,000 people attended a peaceful protest on Friday fighting for justice and equality. Providence police say only 9 people were arrested throughout the evening and emphasized the event was peaceful. Providence Council President Sabina Matos says the success of protests in Providence and around the world is not just measured by how peaceful they are, but also what comes next.
Making real change and real reform in real fight against racism in this country.
Protesters calling for defunding of police, something that Matos supports, but says defunding is the wrong word.
It's not about dismantling the police department completely. It's about reallocating the budget to other priorities. And we need to find ways in which police officers are better trained.
On the heels of nearly 2 weeks of protests, this reform is not just being called for by city officials. State Senator Harold Metz says these protests might finally be forcing change, and he is leading the charge to make changes to the Law Enforcement Officers' Bill of Rights, also called LEOBOR. Metz says LEOBOR protects officers accused of misconduct and prevents justice from being served when officers are abusive. Council President Matos agrees the time for changing LEOBOR is now.
If there is a police officer that don't have the qualities that are needed to be a good police officers, there has to be a way how we can transition that person out of that position.
Council President Matos tells me the city has been leading the way on reform for a while now, noting in 2017, Providence passed the Community and Police Relations Act, which she says focuses on accountability and police relationships with community. She does admit there is still work that needs to be done. We did reach out to the Public Safety Commissioner and Mayor Elorza for comment on what reform looks like moving forward. They were not available. Reporting in Providence, Logan Wilbur, Eyewitness News.